Hey, sixth graders, Mr. Brennan here, trying to make up for the lost video that I know I made a couple weeks ago, but here we go. 5.4, comparing and graphing ratios. You know that one of my very favorite things is to graph because that's when numbers talk. So in science, we compare things all the time and we wind up with graphs. Let me jump down to a good one that look like, here's a graphing a single data table. And we've been doing that since near the beginning of the year. Remember, we had a shark racing a human. But where we really see changes is when we get a graph two data tables like this, and we can compare them. And the steepness or the slope of the graph lets us make decisions about what's happening, about the rates of things. We talk a lot about rates. So this work today is a continuation of the work we've been doing with data tables. I wanted to make a special comment about yesterday in using double number lines. And a lot of you found it easier. I know I do. A lot of you found it easier to just use data tables to make those double number lines into data tables. It turns out to be almost exactly the same thing. So I wanted to jump right into the exercises. You can see here without any numbers, you can make decisions about, just by looking at the graph, determine who earns greater hourly wage, you or your friend. So here's the steepness of you. This is dollars per hour. So just by the steepness of your graph, you can make decisions. And so these are graphs that we look at all the time in our lives. And comparing things like stream flow or oxygenation or all kinds of things in science, when we think about Rady the math cat, we can look at something like this. Which car gets the best gas mileage? So here's car A it can go 125 miles per 5 gallons. Remember Rady the math cat, per means divided by. So I want to change that into a unit rate and find out, well, how many miles can it go in 1 gallon? Same thing for car B. 120. So how many can it go in 1 gallon? And after I get these, I could either come up and make a graph like this, but if I get 125 divided by 5 is going to give me an answer for how many miles per gallon. And then 120 divided by 6 is going to give me miles per gallon. So then what that unit rate, then I'll know. The bigger number it gets is better per gallon. Same thing here. I like this because it's not just miles per gallon, although that's what we use it for all the time. But better deals, which cost less per slice, all kinds of things like that. The hardest problems on here, not number 12, but I think number 16, use a ratio table to determine which solution is more acidic. So and then use a graph to determine which is more acidic. They're going to be the same thing, so I just merged those into the same thing. Which method do you prefer? I prefer both of them. So I think that if you understand how to use data tables, then you'll be able to go back and forth and finish them out and either compare them graphically like this by making a picture. I love graphs because it's where the numbers talk, or just finding out the unit rates. That should help you figure it out. So I hope you enjoyed this assignment, and I will see you at the meeting.